Hey guys, James here today and welcome back to another Sims 4 house building video. So if you didn't see, just recently I did a 6x6 house build. This was like in my Sims 4 challenge, oh not Sims 4, my Sims challenge series where I take on one-off video challenges to do. And I thought, 6x6 home, oh yeah, that'll take me about 20-30 minutes. Turns out it took me an hour and a half to actually do that. And so I posted the build on YouTube, and it was like two parts. I cut a lot out of it. It was like two 30-minute parts to save time. But it was a lot of fun. I really enjoy the 6x6 build. The whole premise of it is to build a fully functional home within 6x6 grid tiles. You can't go up, you can't go down, that kind of stuff. It's not like people. I had a lot of people asking, "Oh, what's the rules for the challenge?" It's like there wasn't really any rules. It was literally just someone in the comments saying you should build a 6x6 home, and I was like, "Yeah, you know what? I will do that." And then, I assumed the rules were all the livable space has to be in a 6x6 grid and no up or down, like no building up, no building down, all on the one level. That's what I assumed, and that's what I did the challenge by, and it was a lot of fun. So I thought, you know what? 6x6 was possible, and that was possible even with me cutting out about 3 squares of space, because I cut out 1 square for like the entrance, and then there was like a hallway as well. So like there was a lot of space that I wasn't really using. So I was like, you know what? I can probably make it smaller. I could probably do it. So here we are doing a 5x5. You'll notice that there's a lot of moving things around. So this requires, if you want to build a tiny home of 6x6 or a 5x5 or whatever, you're going to need to use move objects on a lot. And that is like bb.move objects. And then if you hold down the Alt key on the keyboard, you can sort of move items into the correct space. So I found out in the previous build that you can do a 2x2 fully functional bathroom that has a toilet, shower, and a sink. So it has absolutely everything you need in the bathroom in a really small space. And everything works, which is actually awesome. But it requires sort of moving the toilet to the side and sort of getting the stuff shoved in there. Anyway, so now I'm trying to figure out the layout of the living room. So I actually messed around with this house a little bit because while 5x5 is actually quite a lot of space, when you start putting stuff in there, I wanted to fit everything. I didn't want to have any compromises. I wanted a TV, I wanted a computer, I wanted, a dining table and a lounge, and the bed and the wardrobe. I didn't want to leave anything out. So that's why I was playing around for a long time, trying to see how things could fit in, see if I could do it better, that kind of stuff. So you can see the kitchen there. The kitchen, pretty much all you need for that. You have to have a fridge, you have to have a stove, and at least one counter, because I need to be able to prepare food. I wish they could prepare food on tables. They can't, but they can put chopping boards on tables for some reason, but they can't actually use them, which is interesting. Anyway, yeah, so you can see me playing around with a lot of ideas here. I was like, hey, what about if I put a TV on a pole? And I was finding a really hard time to get the bloody TV in there. I was like, I could put the table underneath it, and I was like, you know what? That's actually really bad, because there's like no room to do that whatsoever. So this is only a single bed home. So the 6x6 was actually a fully functional double bed home. So you could have 2 Sims in that. This is only a single bed. You could probably, if you didn't want a wardrobe, you could probably get rid of that and do a double bed. That would work, because then they could just scoot over. But I felt like I didn't want to compromise on the wardrobe front. Like I wanted an easy way to change clothes. Like I know they can. I think you just click on your sim and change their clothes anyway. So a wardrobe isn't strictly necessary. But for me, the idea of a fully functional home, I feel like that includes having a wardrobe. Like if this was a real space, you would need a wardrobe. You need somewhere to store all your clothes and everything. So that's why I felt like that was kind of important to have. So you'll notice a few tricks that I use here, and I have the sim here, by the way, and I'm testing everything as I go, because you need to make sure everything works. Like if you move one thing, you got to make sure everything else works as well. So a few of the tricks I'm using is like with move objects, you can sort of shove the bed partially into the walls, so it creates more space, which is really, really handy. I was hoping the bed worked there, but that didn't actually work, unfortunately. So what I also found is you can make the bathroom even smaller. As you can see, just I put the diagonal wall on it. So you can make it a 2x2 with one of the walls being diagonal, and the bathroom still works as a fully functional bathroom. That's only 3.5 squares, that bathroom. And that's pretty insane that the bathroom that small works. But that gave me a lot of room to mess around with. And I think... here's where I was trying out interesting ideas, and I figured out I could have a separate bedroom, but then I was like, And then yeah, so here I'm trying to figure out where I can put the computer in as well. So I figured out, I'm pretty sure that bedroom works just fine. Yeah, it does. But then I was like, you know what? That's cutting off a lot of the room, and we also don't have a wardrobe now. As you can see, it's disappeared. So I was like, all right, let's just get rid of that. And I don't think there was no point in. Did I have a wardrobe in here? Maybe I'd go rid of the wardrobe. Oh, okay. I was all high and mighty. I was like, oh yeah, you need a wardrobe. But apparently I got rid of it. Oh, no, got a set of drawers. Okay, okay. Whew, I'm not a complete idiot then. Okay. All right, so I wasn't talking myself up and then only to realize that I didn't do that. No, there's a set of drawers underneath the TV, so that's fine. Oh god, the camera's moving a lot here. So yeah, apologies for that because the space is so small. We got to move around quite a bit to see everything. Yeah, so now you can see pretty much the final layout. We got the living, dining and kitchen right there, the bedroom off to the side, and the little computer sort of in the bedroom nook as well, which is kind of cool. And then the fully functional bathroom in there as well. But you'll note that, you know, we're only like 6 minutes into the video, and this video goes for like 13 minutes. So there's still a lot to happen. Of course, I haven't done any of the outside first. I feel like with these tiny homes, I really need to do the interior first because there's a lot of testing and moving of things to make sure everything works. Coffee is good. Yeah, so, and I also want to make this home a little bit more colorful than the last. So, I added some oranges, got some dark woods. I don't know if I keep those dark woods. I can't remember. I don't know. I did a lot of things in this and I was just messing around. I was like, so here's the thing. Like at this point, I was like, I have that bookcase there and I'm like, I really don't need that bookcase because I can get a bookcase that goes on the wall and that can actually be placed above the bed, even though I put windows there, but it could have been. And I was like, I really want to place something functional in that spot because I essentially had one square, I had that space free. Like I had extra space where I put that bookcase. I was like, damn, I really want to put something there, but I don't know what. And then in the end, I don't think I really put anything useful there. I think I might have put like a mirror and a pot plant. So, I mean, it's a nice little decoration, but so even still in this 5x5 room, 5x5 home, there was spare room. Like that square there is left over in this layout, which is pretty incredible. So yeah, looking good. I'm basically just going through, adding in little details here and there as well. I was looking for the little knives and spoons that go on the wall. Getting some nice tiles behind the kitchen as well for a nice little splashback effect. I was trying to figure out some good wallpapers that would go nice without making the place look cheap. Like, I mean, of course it's going to be cheap. I think this is just over 20,000. It's like 20,000 something. Especially when the exterior of the home is built. I can't remember the exact price, but it's still not a starter home because some of the items are quite expensive that I used. But you could definitely jump into this lot and probably change out some of the items for cheaper counterparts, and then you'd definitely be able to start off in this home for sure. Yep, so this is where I'm choosing items to put in that little nook because I was like, I don't know what to put there, and I was like, let's put a potted plant. That'll be good. And yeah, that's pretty much what went there. Ooh, spinning around so much. So, yeah, got to use that glass roof from Get Together because why not? Because I feel like because it's such a small space, you want a lot of windows in that. You can see I'm looking around in there very briefly, but you'll get a better look when we go to the screenshot, so you'll be able to see everything in a little bit better quality there. Yeah, so I wanted to make sure we had enough windows and lights as possible. So I thought we'll put that sort of skylight thing on. The only thing that kind of annoys me about the glass panel roof, which is technically a dance floor, is that it has to light up a certain color. Like there's no just like white light dance floor. Like it's either orange, blue, purple, green, red, or another color or whatever it is. Like there's no just like standard white light thing that looks regular on the roof, which is kind of annoying. I feel like they knew going into this that people are going to use that particular dance floor as like skylights, right? Like that's undoubtedly in their mind. Why would they not just add a neutral sort of color to it? And that's just kind of annoying. That just annoys me. So the funny thing is with this home, there's way more outdoor livable space than there is on the indoors. There's way more space outside. Like I get a full 4-table dining table. So actually, one thing I noticed and people pointed out to me is I needed that fruit bowl on the table. It means I can't actually sit there and eat, which is annoying. So, and I think it's still there in the final download because what was happening was like he would like when I was testing it, he'd prepare food because I put a dining table out on the balcony or the porch, I guess, the deck. put it out on the deck, and he'd always go out there and eat. I'm like, what are you doing? You got a table inside. And then I was like, oh, it's probably the fruit bowl that's on the table. The fruit bowl looks great in pictures, but makes the 1x1 table unusable, unfortunately. All right, so on the outside now, I was like, okay, so it's like this house is 5x5. We need to make the outside look interesting. So as you can see, I did that interesting sort of decking, and got some interesting things happening with the roof for sure. And then I wanted to, you know, decorate a little bit. I thought we'd go for a green roof. We'll make it look nice and leafy. You know, it's kind of eco. You know, recycling water from the roof or something. I don't know. It's kind of cool. So I got those little things on the roof. Now, one thing I noticed when doing this is you'll see I'm putting in all these like hedges, and I've got that bamboo thing there, which, by the way, I think look really cool from the outside. I'm putting those little wall plant things on, wall hedges, but one problem with those is because it's such a small house, when you put the walls down and you start playing on the inside, you run into a lot of problems with being able to actually see, because you have those tall walls blocking your view. And you can see me here, I'm like looking, I'm like, wow. You'd have to play at like a really high angle with all those hedges, because you have the fridge, which is also a tall object that kind of blocks your view. Sometimes you have the shower and all that kind of stuff, and you generally, for playability's sake, you generally want a side of the house that doesn't have, you know, like a tree, like hedges, or like any tall objects blocking that view. At least that's something I always try and incorporate, because I know whenever I'm playing the game, like if there's something real, like some real tall object in my way, like it just gets annoying. It just gets real annoying. So you can see when I'm doing this, I'm mostly playing at quite a high angle. It's because you can't go any lower because there's stuff in the way. And I think I fix it. Hopefully, have I fixed it? Yeah, there we go. I'm like, you know what, that's got to. I was like, you know what, that's got to go. That has got to go. And I was like, I want to put something on the wall. I want to put something there, but it needs to be like a wall decoration. So when you put the walls down, it disappears, but it still gives you detail when the walls are up. So I was like, all right, we'll put that little wall thing on there. But here we go, screenshots. So yeah, we got the outside of the house. It looks pretty good for a 5x5 home. I mean, I could have gone all out with a garden and that and done everything, but I was like, I want to keep it pretty low key, because like this is kind of like a semi starter home, not quite a starter home. But anyway, here we are on the inside. Everything is 100% functional if you remove the fruit bowl from the table. Little side note. Yeah, everything's 100% functional. You can use the kitchen fully, the bathroom fully works, the dining table works when you remove the fruit bowl, living room works, the computer works, the bed works, everything is working just fine. Look how light it is in there as well. I love how bright it actually looks really nice on the inside. But considering how small it is, I am really happy with how that turned out indeed. So you can download this on the gallery by searching The Sim Supply. That is my origin ID, the same name as here on YouTube, just without the spaces in it. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. You can also click the link down below to download it, by the way. But yeah, thanks for watching. I will see you next time, and have an awesome day.